Hello folks, the Celtic Nerd here bringing you another nerdy video. We are back in the Undercity. We have completed pretty much every quest that involved the Upper City Terrace and Lower City Terrace, with the exception of saving Bastila. And so now it is time for us to wander around the Undercity and see if we can pick up some quests here. Starting with the Outcast Camp. Now folks, I would like to remind you a bit of the lore about this Outcast Camp and the Outcasts. The crime on Terrace is quite harshly punished. If apparently there's only 2 sentences a person can get if they're found guilty of a crime. And no folks, it was only stated a crime. There was no like caveats to like what kind of crime it was. It was simply, oh, you're guilty of a crime? Okay. You're either going to be killed or you're going to be sentenced to exile. That was it. So, and it's not even that, folks. If you're sentenced to exile, all your descendants are also sentenced to exile. It is an extremely harsh crime, punishment system on Taris. So some of these people themselves might have been exiled, or they might be the descendants of an exile, and the fact that this sentence persists is just horrifying.
Wait, Upworlder, you can't go through this gate. There is too much danger and suffering beyond. For your own sake, turn back. The villagers infected with the Rukgul disease are quarantined beyond this gate. It's only a matter of time until they transform into horrible creatures that would destroy us all.
So you just lock them away in a cage?
For the sake of the village, we have to keep the infected ones locked away. And when they finally do transform into Rukguls, we'll let them destroy each other. Nothing can be done for the infected villagers. Even the serum to counteract the Rukgul disease wouldn't be any use now. Nobody would be foolish enough to risk going into the pens to give them the cure. The infected ones could transform into Rukguls and attack them at any moment. I can't help the infected ones. They have to die so that the rest of the village can live. I accept this. If you think that makes me a coward, so be it. Farewell.
Please, help us. We're infected with the Rukgul disease. At any moment we could... No! This cannot be... No!
I was coming in here to kill them anyway. There you go. Because if we get them to turn their back, Mission can get her Scoundrel's damage. And I got my Scoundrel damage too as well. So there we go, folks. Because remember, me and Mission are both Scoundrels. Which means, let's see, here it is. Okay, we have Scoundrel Attack 4. Sneak Attack 4 adds a 4 to 24 points of extra damage. So yeah, we roll dice still. Judging by that minimum damage, it's a d4. No, okay, it's weird calculations. Adds 1 to 6, okay. Anyway, so 4 to 24 points of extra damage. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense because it's a 6. Yeah. So it's D6s. So it's sneak attack from D&D, folks. For anyone who's played a rogue in 5th edition, it adds a 4 to 24 points of extra damage to attacks when the target can't respond to the attacker. The extra damage is applied to attacks made from behind the target, attacks against stunned or otherwise immobilized characters, or any attacks made while in stealth mode. Sneak attack only works if the target is within 10 meters. The extra damage is not multiplied in case of a critical hit. So we do have to be within 10 meters. So yeah, so it's implied whenever they can't attack us. So that is very curious.
Please, you have to help us. We beg you. We don't want to end up like the others. Please help us. We can't end up like them. Go then, Upworlder. Leave.
I want
Why
to kill
have
them.
you come back?
There we go. There, no more infected. Now, funny enough, this is one of those rare moments when the game significantly has to break the lore in order to facilitate being a game. So, for example, a supposed single cut from a raccoon can, infect you with the disease, and yet we've taken
Back
multiple
again?
hits from
Is
them.
there something else you need?
There we go. We've now taken multiple hits from them, and yet we're not at risk of becoming raccoons.
You come from the world above. Is this the time of destiny, then? Is this a portent of the salvation of my people? Or merely another false sign to mislead us from the path? Are you the herald of prophecy? The beacon to guide us through the darkness? Or are you merely another harbinger of shattered dreams and unfulfilled promises?
Watch yourself. This guy's star chart is missing a few galaxies, if you know what I mean.
Speak to me, Upworlder. Tell me what fate you unleash upon us. Salvation or damnation? Speak, Upworlder, I beg you. Question. You are uncertain, bewildered, perplexed. Understandable, I suppose. Even after 100 years of life, I myself still become confused at times. Perhaps I can make things more clear. Some things, at least. My name is Rukil, the oldest outcast here in the village. Rukil Wrinkleskin, the children call me sometimes. Once, I was honored for my wisdom. But over time, the villagers fell away from the true path. Eventually, there was only a single apprentice who followed me. And now she is gone too. My apprentice is lost. I sent her out into the Undercity to find... Well, I cannot tell you. Not yet. Sadly, my apprentice has not returned. Please, Upworlder, will you help an old man? Will you seek out my apprentice in the Undercity? Her name is Malia. I must know of her fate, whatever it may be. I must know what she found. Finding her may be difficult. Malia could be anywhere in the Undercity. But if you will find her, I will know you to be our true savior. Only then can I reveal my secret knowledge to you. I wish you luck, Upworlder. Come speak to me again once you have discovered the fate of my apprentice.
Alright, so that's one quest we picked up. And I think there's no other quest. We get a bit of a side thing with this guy here, but not for now.
Hey there, Upworlder. It ain't the best.
So yeah, the Chani, again, it's medium armor, so yeah, it wouldn't really serve to help out. Mission. So yeah, that's pretty much it, folks, in terms of extra quests from the village. Alright. Nope, don't want to solo mode. Let's head this way. Oh, there's a SIP patrol there. We might be able to get the raccoon serum from them.
You there, civilian. This is a restricted area. What are you doing down here? Look out! It's an ambush!
Let's maneuver. we go. I'm gonna spread it out so that way, for example, this guy, if I get through his shields, where me on mission can get the extra damage. Now, mind you, I should not be acting as a fucking decoy like that, but still. Alright, we got a headgear and an energy shield. And we got this awareness +2, demolitions +1, security +1. I'm going to give these to Mission because she has exceptional. She would get bonuses to pretty much everything, if I remember correctly. Hold on, where's her skills? Demolitions is now +14, great. Awareness is 12, great. And then, what was it, security? She's now an 11 as well in that. So it does make sense for me to get into her.
Yes?
She besides my character, she is our resident rogue. There we go, we got a group of raccoons here.
Let's go!
Those rat girls did not even lay a fucking finger on me. Here's another. Oh, it's not even an entrance to a sewer, but we might find something interesting here. We have more rat girls over here. Nice.
That hurt.
You know, I'm gonna put stealth mode on for both me
Sure.
and Vision.
I'll avoid what I can.
Because even though she's not gonna move, we can position her and myself so that our first set of attacks will get the bonus. So let's see, I'll move my character here. I think that's about 10 meters.
What?
And then there's mission. Now in the second game, folks, there is actually a feat that we can get that will allow us to run at full speed while invisible. Okay, I think this is about 10 meters as well.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna initially. What? Okay, I clearly did not get there. Mission got her thing there, but there we go. Beam splitter, that's an upgrade for our thing as well. We got the Racule Serum, so that's another quest we can finish. So that is to... No, that's not... Okay, so it is a sewer entrance. Even though it's not, doesn't have the blue icon. Interesting.
Hey Karth, can I talk to you for a second?
Are you ready to have a civil chat? Or is this gonna be another childish tantrum?
Tantrum? I'm trying to apologize, you nerf herder. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get mad at you. It's just that I'm sick of everyone treating me like I'm a helpless kid.
Yeah, I know. And I'm sorry about what I said too. I'm just a little on edge lately. Not surprising considering all we've been through, but I shouldn't take it out on you. Mission, you have to know that we don't think you're helpless. I mean, look where we are. Look at what we're doing. You're not just along for the ride. We need you.
You really mean it, don't you? Nobody's ever said anything like that to me before. Not even Big Z. He might think it, but he's not really one for words, you know. Thanks, Karth.
Well, it's no big deal. I mean, I know how it is. Sometimes you just need to hear a few words of encouragement. Kids are like that.
Kids are like that? Listen, you... Oh, I get it. Okay, you got me. You're pretty funny, Karth, for an old guy. Come on, geezer. Let's get back to what we were doing.
Now, this is one of those moments where it's very evident that somewhere in the... Now, again, this is back in the old days, folks, okay? So keep in mind, this game is very old, and there was limitations on, you know, the skills, sort of what people could have, you know, programmed into the game. So, clearly, this type of dialogue was meant to take place much later on. Like, I don't know what's supposed to trigger these dialogues, but based on that, like Karth saying, "Look where we are, look what we're doing," he is referencing what is supposed to take place after this planet. But unfortunately, because of, I think that it is going based on the timestamp, like, of the save. Like, here we go. Oh shit, folks. Hold on, let's save now. I'm curious now. Hold on. We were 7 hours. We are 10... Sorry, we are... I'm going to round up. We are 11 hours into this game, folks. And we have not left Taris. We are still on the tutorial world, folks. The world that... Like, we're still, like, in... I don't even say this is Act 1. We're in Act... We're in the prologue, more or less, in my opinion. Act 1 doesn't really take place until maybe after we get our ship. But, like, yeah, we are definitely not in Act 1. We are still, like, pretty much in the prologue. And, yeah, we are 11 hours in. Now, mind you, I did take about, I think, maybe at most an hour using that exploit to bump my character up to level 8. I could have kept going to level 10, but no. I was happy with 8. But still, like, dear God.
Don't move. I'm not afraid to use this blaster if I have to.
Settle down, kid. We've already lost enough men to those damn rat ghouls. The last thing we need now is more casualties from a needless firefight. By the looks of you, I'd say you're down here for the same reason we are. To salvage something from those downed Republic space pods. Let me give you some advice. Forget about it. Do yourself a favor and just head back from where you came. Mandalorians don't make threats. We make promises. But I'm just trying to give you a friendly warning. This isn't a good place to stand around chatting. The Undercity is crawling with rat ghouls. I've already lost a half a dozen men to those monsters.
Candace, I heard something. Over there, in the shadows. Sounded like a rat ghoul.
Looks like we've got company. Get those blasters ready, boys.
Alright, let's see here. Since they're not targeting us, we're all the way back here. I might as well take the -5 to my defense to use sniper shot. Because it doesn't lower my chance to hit, doesn't raise it, it gives me a chance to hit. Okay.
Damn. I told Davik this salvage mission was a bad idea. His men aren't trained for this kind of thing, and I can't babysit them all. Okay, boys. We're getting out of here before I lose anyone else. I can't carry all this salvage back by myself. You'd be smart to get out of here as well. Even if you can handle the rat ghouls, I doubt there's anything worth finding anymore. Normally, I'd make you regret those words. But I'm not wasting another minute down here. I'm responsible for this whole company, and they won't survive down here much longer. Come on, boys, let's move out!
Alright. Again, we're just looking for any extra quests or anything of note. Can stealth.
How'd you like that? Let's go!
And that cart just leveled up.
Down you go!
I'll let the poison run its course before I
That hurt,
level him
I
up.
bet.
Excellent. Got the stun on him. And then mission finished him with our sneak attack. There we go. We got some rubble here. Oh, we just got a journal. Talking about some promised land. Pure spike. Credits. Alright, we have some mines here. We're gonna use mission obviously to pick them up. But first let's level up Cart. Wow, the game is recommending we level up Cart's strength next, as opposed to his dexterity. Now, he is a soldier class, which would make sense. Because again, like they are pre-skilled at all the different weapons, but there's a counter argument I would have against that. He initially starts the game with maxed pistol and only basic use of other weapons, so as such I would be very hesitant to change course and start leveling him up for melee weapons. So let's see what the recommended fee. Now the game is recommending toughness. I'm actually going to go against that as well. I am thinking maxing him out on his dual wielding, so that way his offhand pistol like becomes I think this will make it so that it'll be completely equal. Okay, it's not. He still gets a -2, folks. But look at that to hit with both weapons. That is a beautiful thing right there. And again, we do have some new armor. So we have heavy combat armor. It is the same bonus as his current armor. Alright, so we'll compare for mission. So yeah, we will give this armor to mission. Because her current thing is a 4/5, this is a 5/4. So yeah, we'll boost her defense up. Recover the mine.
What?
Now I will be See, I'm not going to replace mission. I will be replacing Cart with a different companion once we get him. Alright, so let me check the map. Okay, we've now been all over. I know you can't see the white lines in this direction, folks, but there is literally nothing down here. Like there was nothing to discover besides that pad. So yeah, just to make sure, there we're going to completely unveil the map so that way when we go back in, see, there's literally no points of interest. We have 3 entrances to the sewers. Oh, sorry, no, 2 entrances. Sorry, my bad. And we got the serum. Now, I'm going to sell the serum to Davik to make that little bit of extra money, so that way when we finally get off this planet and we get opened up to another set of merchants, we can up our gear as well again. Now we do have a fair amount of items to sell as well. So here we go. I think we just found the guy's old apprentice, so we're going to locate him now to inform her that, like, yeah, she did.
Greetings once more, Upworlder. Do you bring news of my apprentice? Have you discovered her fate and proved yourself to be a true savior of my people? It is as I feared, then. She joins the list of those who have given their lives in the service of our cause. But though I am saddened by this news, there is yet hope. By finding my apprentice, you have proved yourself worthy, Upworlder. You are to be the beacon on our path to salvation. You will guide us to the Promised Land. You are marked, Upworlder. Even my dim old eyes can see the mantle of destiny that cloaks you. Perhaps old Rookhill knows you better than you know yourself. I am old. I have lived 100 years in the Undercity, cast down into the darkness. I know the legends and history of our people, and now you must learn it too. The great city of Taris covers the entire surface of this planet. There is no land to grow food. Kelp harvests and the creatures of the sea are our only food source. A century ago, rising levels of toxic pollution poisoned the oceans, and famine swept the planet. The rich hoarded food for their own use, and the poor were left to starve and die.
From what I've seen of Terrace, it doesn't look like much has changed. Except for the upper city, people here are just as bad off as the poor in your little history.
But the poor rose up against this tyranny, and civil war engulfed the planet. Millions died in the fighting, and huge sections of Taris were destroyed or abandoned. The rebellion was crushed in the end. Thousands were taken prisoner. The jails could not hold them all, and so the practice of banishing all prisoners to the Undercity was born. Many brave men and women were banished here to the Undercity for their part in the rebellion. People like my father and grandfather were cast down, along with their families.
What did you expect? If they could get away with it, the Teresian nobles would stuff their own mothers down here to make more room in the upper city.
Now we live a dark existence beneath the streets of Terrace, a life devoid of all hope but one, the Promised Land. And you will be the one to show us the way to get there. Legends tell of a self-sufficient colony founded just before the famine and lost during the Civil War. A paradise beneath the Undercity where droid servants tend to every need. For many years I searched for the Promised Land, just as my grandfather and father did before me. When I became old and gray, my apprentice continued the search on my behalf.
Sounds like a myth to me. Something to give the people here some false hope to cling to so they don't go mad with despair.
I have collected many clues hinting at its location. The journal of my apprentice provides yet more information. But still, There are too many pieces missing from this puzzle. But I know my father and grandfather each had journals where they recorded their own discoveries. Perhaps with their journals, I could at last uncover its hidden location. Yes, Upworlder. Well done. However, I see that this journal alone does not have enough clues for me to solve this mystery. Too many pieces are still missing. I'm afraid that only with all 3 journals, my grandfather's, my father's, and my apprentice's, will I be able to discover the location of the Promised Land. I will leave this journal with you for safekeeping for now. Perhaps it will aid you in your search for the others. I wish you luck, Upworlder, for the sake of the entire village.
You know what? I was gonna... You know what? Finding the journals and then turning in the serum would be a nice story point.
I saw you talking with Rukel. He told you his legends about the Promised Land, didn't he? He told you all about his missing apprentice and the other lost explorers, right? You know, most people don't believe his stories. They figure he's nothing but an old cook. But I think there might be some truth in what he's saying. That's why I want to stop him. Oh, don't worry, I'll make this quick. I've got an offer that might be worth your while. For an outcast, I've got things pretty good. The village relies on me to bring in food and supplies. I'm an important man. If it wasn't for Gendar, I'd be running this place.
I get the feeling if it wasn't for Gendar, this place would be a lot worse off than it is.
But if Rukel ever finds his Promised Land, I'm sunk. People won't need to rely on me anymore. I'll just be another nobody like all the rest of the villagers. I won't let that happen. I don't want you to kill Rukel. He's not the problem. It's those damn explorers that went before him. What if they actually found something? They would have recorded that information in their journals. I'll pay you if you bring all 3 journals to me. The 2 from the explorers, and the 1 from Rukel's apprentice. Then I can destroy the evidence and make sure nobody ever finds the Promised Land. I've saved up enough credits for my business here to make it worth your while if you help me. Once you have all 3 journals, just bring them to me and I'll give you a decent reward. Now, was there something else you needed? Yeah, okay. You'll come...
Now, these journals, folks, are tied to a sort of a bittersweet thing. And you'll see what I mean. Well, okay. Sorry, for anyone who's played... for anyone who's actually, not played, watched my Let's Plays of Star Wars The Old Republic would know is when you complete this quest and you give the journals over to the old man, because again, good side character is canon, they do not find the quote-unquote Promised Land, but they do get to somewhere fairly safe from the events that take place at the end of this story arc. However, what then proceeds to happen is quite tragic. What happens afterwards is, again, it is quite tragic. They are then brought into a very slow death due to the fact that, yeah, they were saved from what's going to happen at the end of the story arc.
Have it your
but at the same time, like, it's not long lasting. Wow, her repair skills is god awful. Like, look at that. Like, look at that too. Leave it alone. I thought she'd be better.
What?
What's my repair skills? 7, significantly better. Five, 9, 12. Yeah, we'll stop there. We can get more XP if we fully repair the droid, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't have the resources. Oh, look at that. Loads of Gamorreans.
Time to rumble.
Let's move him around so we can get the back shots. I can get back shots.
You asked for this.
Ooh, first back shot. 21 damage.
Look at this. This is one of those old-style manual locks. No computer codes or nothing. The sewers is the only place you'd see one of these on Terrace. You can't use conventional security spikes on these old locks. But don't worry. I've come across them.
Oh! Did not mean for this to happen.
I'm glad to see you too, Big Z. You didn't think I'd forget about you. Mission and Zalbar, together forever. These are my new friends, Big Z. Without them, I could never have got you out. A life debt? You sure about that, Big Z? Think about it carefully. You better be sure about this. Big Z swearing a Wookiee life debt to you? Wow, this is major. Do you really? A life debt is the most solemn vow a Wookiee can make. It means he'll stay by your side for the rest of your life. Wherever you go, whatever you do, Zalbar will be with you. Sorry, but there's not much you can do about it. Zalbar's already sworn the life debt, and it's not something they can just take back. This is a sacred, irreversible vow. I guess this means you're stuck with me, too. Wherever Big Z goes, I'm going. I almost lost him once. It's not gonna happen again. So, I guess I still owe you one secret path into the Volker base. That was the deal, wasn't it? Don't worry. I know a back door into that scum den. I better come with you. The Volkers put up a force shield to keep the sewer dwellers out. I'm one of the only non-Volkers on Terrace who can get you past it. I can't remember exactly how to get there, but I know it was somewhere here in the sewers. Over to the northeast, if I remember right. I just hope the Rancor monster isn't still there. There used to be a Rancor monster that made its nest in that part of the sewers. Pretty much eats anything it can get its... Luckily, Rancors aren't too bright. I was able to sneak past it before, so I'm sure we'll figure something out. That is, unless you want to change your mind. Okay then, off we go. Like I said, somewhere to the southeast. Just look for the force shield, and we'll know we're there.
So, I am going to replace Cart with Zalbar. Now, it does come up that he's a scout instead of a soldier. But if I recall correctly, Zalbar is like one of the best early game melee fighters that you can get. So let's see if I'm right. So first, let's see. It's recommended that we give him computer skills. How is he with repairs? Okay, we are actually going to give him repair because we desperately need someone who is good at repairs. As we can see, okay, so he cannot master melee weapons, unfortunately. So that's something, folks. He has Uncanny Dodge. Uncanny Dodge, he retains dexterity bonuses even when surprised by camouflaged opponents. Okay. He has the melee attack Flurry of Blows and improved Power Strike. He can take implants at level 2, so that's pretty good. So, and he is pretty decent with a blaster and blaster rifles. I am going to build him to be a melee fighter. And as such, I am going to give him in terms of melee weapons, I am going to build him towards... Shit, what is his attributes? Shit, look at that, folks. His strength is starting off at 20. So, yes, I am giving him dual weapon. We'll accept, we'll level him again. We'll continue raising his repair skills to max. And then our remainder point, we will... Is there anywhere else that we can... We'll raise his demolitions. There we go. Get his repair skill as high as possible. Then also his demolitions. And then we will continue to buff his dual weapon. Okay. So we cannot increase his armor, folks. That's a big thing we need to keep in mind. But as you can see, he starts with triple digit health compared to other characters. And we're going to give him the Echani Warband. Now, barehanded, his minimum damage, folks, is 6. Minimum damage, just 6 straight off the bat. He has a +10 to hit. So, okay, we're going to give him now the Echani Warband, Ritual Band. So, he has a +10 to hit now. And he deals 8 to 18 damage. Now, folks, I could have easily instead given him... I am going to probably build him also maybe for... saying, like, if we gave him... Oh, shit. If I give him... It's a bit too late now. Actually, it's not. I can always reload to my previous save. Oh, I just realized if I made him a single weapon melee build, I can give him the prototype Vibro Blade. Look at that, folks. plus 13 to hit, 9 to 18 damage. Oh, that is a thing of beauty. Okay, yeah, I might have to reload, folks. Given that in mind, okay, the autosave should save us. So we're gonna reload back. Yeah, okay, so we're back at the start of the sewers, folks. We're gonna re-find him, and we're going to go for him to be our... We're gonna still replace Cart, obviously. Oh, but yeah, this is gonna be great.
Yeah?
What?
There we go, we got the journal. You know what, I'm gonna save these parts. Alright, so I believe it was, yeah, it was just this run. Can I see any visible stat changes for being in melee? No, I'm still getting a plus 13 to that.
Take that!
Oh, and he's stunned, so yeah, there we go. Mission in attack.
Can't use
So we're just going to skip through this dialogue real quick, folks.
I'm glad to see you. These are my new... A life tag. Big Z swearing a life tag. Sorry, but I guess this means you... So... I better come with you. I can't remember. There used to be a... Luckily. Okay then, off.
There we go. We'll now add Salbar.
Huh?
Skills. Yeah, we were going to build the repair. Feet. And we're going to go dueling. So, the reason why I'm going to dueling, folks, is because, for one, each time he gets a +1 bonus to attack and +1 bonus to defense. Now, that's going to be bumped to a +2 to both. So, remember how earlier I said like he had such a big massive to hit? So with this band, yeah, it's a +8. Now, mind you, we got that in the double digits when we did the dual wielding earlier. But with the prototype vibroblade, that is now bumped to a +15 to hit. That is incredible. And again, with the vibroblade, with the prototype vibroblade, we can upgrade that. So yeah, he has a 9 to 18 damage buff with a +15 to hit. That is fantastic.
What?
Now, because he's a Wookiee, we're never really ever going to be able to upgrade his armor. So eventually, when it comes to upgrading his attributes, we are going to have to focus way more on upgrading his dexterity.
What?
Yeah?
Right, so let's take a look at how he performs at repairing this droid. Because I think he has higher repair than me. In terms of my character. Let's see here. My character has a 7 in repair. Zalbar has a 9. Nope, he has a 10. So yeah, we'll cost him 1 repair part to do that. And then... let's see, it is 2, so 4, 7, 9, 11. He can repair this droid in its entirety. And we would get an XP buff. I don't know how that's going to affect me when we get to some of the final parts of this. So there we go, we got a nice war droid.
Yes?
We're going to follow the droid for a little bit. In case we get any extra XP from it, you know, doing stuff. We'll see its patrol route. Actually, we can explore the rest of the thing. We don't have to actually follow it. Alright, so that door is broke.
No problem. Got it.
Nice. Oh! Zalbar actually has his own unique bowcaster. Oh boy, this is a little awkward.
No problem. Got it.
Look at that. He did those power strikes and he just
Hey,
dropped.
Big Z, we gotta do something about your breath. I didn't want to say anything, but it's bad. Worse than usual, which is hard to believe. In fact, now that I think about it, your breath has been pretty rancid ever since we rescued you from those Gamorrean slavers. What'd they feed you, buddy? Oh, Zalbar, that's terrible. I know how grouchy you get if you don't get your 8 square meals a day. I'm amazed you didn't pass out from hunger. Ew! No wonder your breath is so bad, Big Z. Gamorreans smell like bantha poodoo. We'll have to pick you up a toothbrush to clean that stench out of your choppers.
A comb?
Okay, relax. No toothbrush. Sheesh. Just try and eat something else to cover up that smell, okay? Stay away from anything that's smart enough to lock you in a cage this time. Yeah?
Yes?
Yeah?
What?
So let's take a look at this bowcaster. I'm very curious now what's so special about it. 1 to 10 damage, crit range 19 to 20, range 28 meters, attack modifier +1. It's upgradable. Other than that, none fantastic. So yeah, I'm gonna keep Zalbar as a melee character for the time being, because like that damage boost is fantastic, folks. But whereas if look, say if we switch him to a his bowcaster, it's a +7 for a 1 to 10. But we give him the prototype vibroblade. It just becomes a thing of beauty. Missions vibroblade, yeah, it's a bit less, so yeah, we'll keep him with the prototype.
What?
Yeah?
What?
So yeah, that droid is not really getting us any XP either, it seems. Look at that. He hits a raccoon and like, all its health is on its own. And again, he has the improved power strike, folks. I'm gonna actually read what it does. So, the improved power strike. He takes a -3 to hit, so significant. But keep in mind, he has a +15, so he still gets a +12. He takes a -3 to hit, and in exchange, he gets to add 8 extra damage. Like, flat 8 extra damage to his attacks. So if he hits someone with a power strike, that is an automatic 17 base damage. That is wow, folks. And that's not taking into account crits or anything else. That's just his bare minimum becomes 17. It is, oh wow, like Zalbar as a... I knew he was going to have high strength. I didn't know he was going to start with max. I think he's at max. I will say I do want to upgrade his that sword. I want to keep that sword upgraded. If I knew Zalbar was this strong, folks, when I got to the point when I was going to do the ancient exploit, I would have had him around. He would have made doing the exploit much faster. Oh, your back is turned. Oh no, you turned around. And Zalbar kills you. So with me and Mission, we have a pretty decent DPS that is range focused. But then with Zalbar we have DPS in the form of Melody, who I would argue he's also a bit of a tank. Just given his volume of ulti. Now unfortunately this game does not really have any features that would increase threat. So there's nothing like would make him a true tank. Stores. I believe this is leads us to the shield area.
Huh?
So yeah, we have now almost done a full circle.
What?
Yeah?
Oh, see, I switched from mission too soon.
Yes?
So we only have this tunnel left to explore and the area through the shields. And this is taking us deeper. Right, but they are a signal. This is a signal, so we'll check it first. Gamorreans! So this is clearly one of the other entrances. Computer spike, gonna be useful for when we have to hack some things. Credit chip. Okay. I feel like there might be Rackos on the other side of this.
Yeah?
Get Zalbar nice up in front. Yep, Rackos. Okay, I believe that's everything now. That's all the journals. So we can pretty much complete the Serum Quest and the Promised Land. Okay. The fastest way for us to do this will be travel back to the village and take the elevator up. Yeah, the village is right here, so thank God we don't have to travel far. Turning in the serum is going to be the annoying part. Kill is down here on the southern section. Alright, there he is.
Welcome back, Upworlder.
Of all the journals here...
Could it be true? Is it possible that at long last, the dream of my father and grandfather before him will be fulfilled? I can hardly bear to look. Yes, of course. Now I understand. It all makes sense. Now I see why the Promised Land has been so hard to find. It is so obvious. You have done a great thing, Upworlder. A selfless act that will bring great joy to all the people of this village. I must take this to Gendar right away.
Frukill, what do you want now? Have you more fables of a hidden paradise just waiting for us to find it?
You may not think these are fables after you see what I have brought you, Gendar. Look at these journals.
What? No, it can't be. Are these real, Frukill? Is this information accurate?
I swear to you everything in these journals is true, Gendar. The Promised Land. I told you I would find it.
The entrance is far from here, Frukill. It will take us weeks to get there, perhaps even months. And we will have to cross many Rakghoul-infested areas.
I do not deny the journey will be hard, Gendar. But surely it is better than the miserable life we have here.
Wise words, Frukill. Our supplies are high right now. We could leave by nightfall. I will tell the others to prepare for the journey.
Thank you once again, Upworlder. I will say a final goodbye. For where we are going, I fear you cannot come. The journey to the Promised Land is long and arduous. We must part ways here, Upworlder. I sense your destiny is yet to be chosen. But the destiny of my people...
Yep, and that destiny is they are going to die. They will get a few generations. They will survive for a couple of generations. But they will die. And yeah, and again, folks, you discovered this when you played the Taris storyline on Star Wars: The Old Republic, because there is a mission, there is a quest line that does have you locate the journals of those like the people that we just sent off, the outcasts, on their journey to the Promised Land. They do locate a long-forgotten settlement, but it's not what they believed it was, and they managed to... Now, you also apparently give them the serum, like they're able to survive a significant amount of time, but eventually, unfortunately, the Rakghoul serum that they locate does not give them immunity to the disease. Like, it's not like hereditary. So as such, slowly but surely over the generations, they become susceptible to Rakghouls again. Less and less of them, like, it's just a slow death over here. Excuse me. Right, so we just got 1,000 credits there. And we got a bunch of XP. We have some upgrades, I believe, so I'm going to head back to our hideout and see about doing that. But then we're going to head back to the Undersea and finally break into the Volker base, folks. You know, I knew that was going to be... So we get... Now, our blaster is now dealing a little bit of extra damage. That is fantastic. So we'll just confirm that upgrade. And as for the prototype vibroblade, we have no additional upgrades for it. Neither for missions. In terms of armor, mine's fully upgraded. Fully upgraded. Okay. Everything is as good as it's gonna get. And this is it, folks. I'm gonna save my game. Let's see what time frame we're on now. Before I finally get to the Volker base. Alright, so here we go. Load game. We are 11 hours and 30 minutes, folks. And we're only now getting into the Volker base. Now again, I'm willing to take off about 30 minutes. So we've been playing this game for roughly 30 minutes. Sorry, for roughly 11 hours. My bad. So there's about 11 hours of actual genuine gameplay where I'm not, doing any kind of exploits. I'm going around, talking to NPCs, collecting quests, and such. Like, dear God. I'm wondering just how many videos I've actually recorded. It must be around 11 or so. But yeah, like, dear God. In our case, I'm the Celtic Nerd. Sayano, one name, one sky.